Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It is Sarah here, aka Princess Audu. Today's video is sort of impromptu. I've been thinking about a lot of stuff about adulting, growing up, getting older, and I just wanted to come on here and just basically share it. As you can tell, this is not my normal set. I'm actually even filming with natural light, so I just have a lot of stuff to say. I've been having conversations about this, and I was like, hey, why don't we just make a video and just talk about it, talk about adulthood, about adulting, the things that come with us, like come with it actually. I don't know about you, but I really feel like we weren't prepared for this. Like we were not ready. Like nobody told us that it was gonna be, adulthood was gonna be like this. There's a lot that has to be said, so let's just hop right into this video. If you enjoy it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and let's just go, baby. It hit me that I'm actually turning 27 this year, which I can't believe, because I still feel like I'm that 19-year-old or 20-year-old lying about my age, telling people that I was 26, because I was one of the people who actually always looked older than I was, and I guess probably because of the way that I behave, people always thought I was older than I was. So it's so weird to think that I am gonna be 27 this year, and there's just so much about being an adult that, you know, that I didn't expect to happen. I mean, you remember when we were children? I don't know about you, but we wanted to grow up so fast. Like I wanted to grow up so fast. In fact, I rushed my school. I did try to get it done in 3 years instead of 4 years, just so I can get out, get into the real world, be an adult, have responsibilities, have a job. And now I'm like, what were you thinking? That's what I'm thinking. Like, one of the first things that come with being an adult that I just really feel like I never expected was building adult relationships, friendships. With friendships, it's hard because it's really hard making friends as an adult. Honestly, I really envy or feel slightly jealous of people who have a close-knit circle of good friends, like genuine friendships, because I don't have that. Like, I only have one really close friend that I've known for years. It's really hard as an adult making genuine relationships, like starting afresh, getting to know people and having that connection. You know that how we were young, we had our best friends in secondary school, university, people that we thought would be friends forever, but for a lot of us, we're not in touch with them. You know, people move away, distance comes in, people get tired of following up, especially when it's not like a one-way thing. That's what happened with a lot of my friendships, you know. It felt like it was a one-way thing, so I just got tired and I just let it go. Distance played a role. People got busy with their lives, you know. Now it's like most adults are really busy. Either their heads are not there or they're not ready to let go. I don't know, it's like their guards are on, so it's really hard to make genuine adult relationships. And I'm not talking about like meeting people and hang out buddies. No, that's fine. I'm talking about like genuine relationships. You know, those kind of relationships we had when we were younger, where we told our best friends everything about us and all of that. So I really say this because I had this conversation the other day on my Instagram, and I was like, hey, if you're an adult and you have a close-knit circle of friends, just thank God, because it is hard out there in these streets, guys. I guess at this point in my life, I'm more content. Like, I'm fine with it. Like, I've kind of made peace with the fact that I don't have a close-knit group of friends. Thank God for social media. Guys, let us thank God for social media, because at least with social media, you get to connect with people that are like-minded, especially for someone like me that is a content creator. If you watch my vlogs, you see me hanging out with a bunch of people. These are people that I met on social media, and we kind of have like-minded thinking. So it's just nice to have people that you can sort of meet up with from time to time. And at this point, I'm always like, this is how I think. If anything genuine comes from these relationships, fine. I mean, anything further, anything deeper connections come from these relationships, fine. If nothing comes from it, hey, I got to hang out with my faves on social media. But really, forming adult friendships is really, really, really hard. Let's talk about relationships. Man, relationships are a whole other ball game, guys, because then now you're not just dating around, you're dating to get married or dating to settle down, especially if you're someone who's thinking about marriage. You don't just date anybody. And God, it's more about being intentional, like no time wasting, just making sure that you're doing the right thing. Guys, the stakes are higher now. Like, the stakes are higher. That's another thing about adulthood. You know how you were younger, you could, well, I never believed in dating around, but you were younger, like you didn't have to think too much. Now you're like, wow, this is going to be my husband, this is going to be my wife, oh, this is going to be the mother or the father of my child. I need to make sure that I'm getting settled with the right person, especially as women. You know, marriage can literally ruin you, and we see a lot of this on social media, the bad marriages as well. So one has to be very cautious. Like, you can't just do things like just to do them. You now have to be intentional, because it's like you're building your life, and any small mistake can like take you back. You get one of the best things about adulting is that you get the chance to actually have a say in what happens to you. You get to make the tough decisions. You get to choose how your future is going to pan out, but that's actually very scary and daunting, because if you make a slight mistake, you can literally mess up your entire life. You see people marrying the wrong person. You see people taking on the wrong jobs. It's a lot, especially, I mean, it's amazing, like, the fact that you get to, when we're children, our parents would just be like, do this, and even if you didn't want to, you had no choice. But now, as adults, you actually have the power to sort of play a role in the outcome of your life. Yes, we're not God. We don't know what the future is going to happen, but just these little choices that we make every day determine how our future is going to be, how our children are going to live lives. And it's really scary. It can be scary. I mean, I always pray, and I pray that we don't miss it and that God directs us to the right path, but it can be really scary because at least, if your parents, someone else was making the choices, at least you could blame them. But now if anything goes wrong, it's your fault. I think it's amazing being able to control certain things about your life. And again, if things mess up, we still have the power. But that's just one thing I wasn't prepared about, I wasn't prepared for, like the fear that comes with having power over that, or having some sort of role in the outcome of your life. And then let's talk about money, guys. Bills, man. The bills keep piling up. Like, I mean, thank God we can afford certain things. Thank God that for provisions to be able to have access to certain things. But oh my God, especially in Nigeria, like, the bills just keep piling up. You have to be saving, you have to be investing, you have to be thinking about your future, you have to be financially smart, and then you still have to make time and have money to flex, to enjoy life. Oh my God, like, it's just a lot. It can be a lot at times because then you're not trying to make money, then you're trying to save the money, you're trying to invest the money wisely while still spending money appropriately and live life. And again, with like trying to make money, is trying to figure out ways to make money and looking beyond, I don't know, like trying to monetize things. I'm of this opinion, like, hey, if money is not involved, I don't want to be there, especially when it comes to a point where you can't really pursue passion as such anymore, because then it's like you have to make money because you have bills to pay. And it's just another thing that I didn't expect. That whole money aspect is something that I didn't think about. Being an adult, another thing that I would say, I wasn't prepared for this, but I'm glad. This is actually a positive side, is this self-awareness, being self-aware of who I am, what I want to do, and how I'm going to get it, especially while pursuing unconventional paths or means. For the longest time, our parents told us to go to school, get a job, you're gonna get money, but that doesn't work that way anymore. And it's hard because you now have to try to make sure that you are along the right path. Again, things are on a bigger scale, so it's like, if I don't want to do this job, it's like, what am I gonna do? It's now, and I think it's also like, this is the thing about being self-aware, understanding who you are, the kind of person that you are. Can you work a job and get paid big money and be okay with it? Are you the type of person that has to chase a passion, or has to be passionate, or have a purpose to what you're doing? So it's another thing, being self-aware enough to know who you are, what you can tolerate and what you can't, and try to figure out what you want to do and do it anyways, not giving a chicken's nyash. Chicken's butt, that like you just do you, not feeling like you have to justify your decisions to other people. Another thing about being an adult that I never expected was having to deal with reality, like the reality that things don't always work out, the reality that our plans may not exactly come to pass. And it's hard because growing up, we were sold this mindset of like, work hard, you're gonna see the results paying off. Go to school, get a job, everything is gonna be fine. Meet somebody, date them, get married, you have children, live happily ever after. But we see that that's actually, it's easier said than done in this case. And that's another thing that one really has to face, like facing reality, the reality of life. Money sounds nice, the thoughts that we had that we're gonna be rich, but you realize that, hey, if you want to get there, you have to work hard. Like, I mean, I don't know, but there was just this thinking that you would just do things and everything would work out. Like now I'm trying to post this, I'm filming in the middle of the afternoon, there's no light, but I know that I need to get this video up because I'm trying to get somewhere on YouTube. And that's just another thing, the fact that you just realize how important hard work is as an adult, because you realize that you don't get handouts, that people don't have your time. You have to put in the effort. And these are just some of the things that as a child growing up, you didn't even think about. All these things that come with adulthood, the fact that you don't have as much control, like you can put in so much effort and realize that this is the wrong path. You take a path and later realize that it was the wrong path. And it can be frustrating. It can be frustrating, especially coming to myself as a content creator, putting in effort in my content and not seeing the results I expected, especially after having this mindset of if I work hard, I'm going to get results. But the truth is that it may not work out, but These are things that we basically just figure out along the way. And that's something that I really feel like I wasn't prepared for, having to deal with reality, face the music, deal with the reality that this relationship may not work, that this friendship may not be the best for me, that this job I may have to leave it, that I may have to find something else to do. That reality. So I'll be turning 27 this year, and I still can't believe that I'm actually 26 going on 27. Honestly, I expected to be somewhere else in life, and I'm very content with where I am, and I thank God for everything. But this is not what I expected. I thought that by now I'd be in a completely different place in life, and that's just the thing. Life is not just straightforward. You're gonna take like turns. You know, nobody prepared us for this. Like, where is this? What is this dream that they're selling to us that I honestly had no idea. I don't know about you, but I expected things to be, you know, we're going to keep going. It's going to be nice. It's going to be, but only to see that, you know, there are other things that come with it. And thank God for where we are and the access that we have, that thank God for provision, that we have certain things that we have, that we've accomplished certain things that we've accomplished, but there's just so much to do. And another thing about being an adult is feeling like you don't have time. It feels like time is running out. Like older people, like people that are 50 or 60, always, when I talk to them, they always be like, Sarah, you're so young, but I feel so old because I see younger people doing so much more, or I see people that at this age, they were at certain points in their life. And it's like, I feel like I don't have time. I know I'm still young. By God's grace, I should live another 50 years. Another 50 years is long, and so much could happen, but it just feels like there is no time. Like we need to get things done now. We need to get that money now. We need to meet that right person now. We need to get that dream job now. We need to get that dream opportunity now. It's like now. We don't have time, and there is time, but there's this urgency. There's this urgency to get things done now. I realize that I'm still young, but I also really feel so old. People calling me auntie and greeting me with good afternoon, ma. It's like, wow, how did we get here? Sometimes I think about it and I'm like, wow, I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for this. But you know, one of the things is at the end of the day, as much as we have this conversation, I think one of the most important things is to trust God to lead us in the right path, and to also pray about things, and also, like I said, be self-aware, steady discovering ourselves so that we don't miss out. But man, I did not expect things to go like this, but all in all, thank God. It's just some thoughts I had on my mind. I know I have a lot more to say. I probably will remember some things after this video, but I just wanted to get these things out of my mind. Basically, you know, the things that come with adulthood, having to deal with responsibilities, not being, you know, paying bills, taking care of yourself, trying to be accountable with money, building and navigating adult friendships, trying to keep in touch with people, trying to expand your network, because your network is your net worth. Like, it's so important to know people, really, and also trying to make the right decisions and make sure that we're not missing out, making sure that we're in the right relationships, that we have the right people in our lives, because it's so important. And also being self-aware and knowing who we are so we don't miss out. Those are some of the things that I didn't expect, and I feel like I wish there was a rehearsal or like a manual for adulthood, but I hope that we all figure it out. And if this is something you can relate with, do leave a comment down below with anything you can relate to in this video. How is it being an adult? Let me know down below. So guys, if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video.